Welcome to the No Lines podcast, where nothing is scripted except the parts that are. Now, let's get to it.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the No Lines podcast. I am your host, Dante Rivera.
And I'm your co-host, Ryan Nelson.
In case you aren't in Texas, weather
has been historical weather.
I don't know if anyone has said this, but it's unprecedented.
You know, I'm going to be the first to say, Dante, these are unprecedented times.
Wow. Did you just coin that term, Ryan?
I did. They're going to put that in the history books.
Wow. I've never heard that before, ever.
Anyways, I believe it hasn't been this cold in over 100 years in Texas.
That's crazy, man. That's actually crazy.
Especially for a week. We've had snow days before, but it's been below freezing maybe like 2 days of the year, like every few years. This was a whole week.
I've only seen snow like 3 times in my life. And this has not been a good experience. I don't like it. It was terrible.
And the amount of snow that we saw.
Dude, my whole freaking neighborhood, like the whole street, was like covered in snow. And I love how this is the first time in 100 years, they say, it's like been this cold. And it comes right after like the whole like shitstorm that was 2020.
That's right. After the pandemic, well, during the pandemic, this happened.
During the pandemic.
I think everybody thought it was going to be a snow week. Well, I say everybody. There were a lot of people who prepared. Covered their pipes and stuff. We covered our pipes, and even then, one of them burst.
Yeah, I heard about what happened with that. Like, what went down?
Well, we have a hot water pipe that's just right outside. It's not exposed necessarily, but it's so our front porch has a little roof, and it's like covered by a thin piece of wood, and right above that thin piece of wood is a hot water pipe, and that just burst because the architects for our house never thought, oh, there's going to be a winter storm for a week, you know?
Yeah, dude, this is we're in the South Texas, you know?
We're in a subtropic climate. That doesn't happen here.
There's hurricanes.
You know how close we are to the equator? That doesn't happen here.
I don't know how close we are. I don't know how close we are.
I don't know either. Here, let's check.
All right.
We're a lot closer than the north. We're pretty close.
Yeah, duh.
We're pretty close.
Texas, Ryan.
Oh, come on. We're not like that close, but I mean, come on.
Give me some latitude, Ryan. How close are we?
Comparatively to the rest of the United States, we are so close to the equator.
That's fair. Compared to the rest of the United States.
Yes. Thankfully, my dad is really, he's a talker. He loves just striking up conversations with people. Mm-hmm. He found this guy who just agreed to do our pipes.
Really?
He wasn't doing anything else. He's like, yeah, okay.
He was just talking with him. He's like, yeah.
Yeah.
No pay.
He was working on something across the street, and he was like, hey, what are you doing tomorrow? I was like, no, I don't have any work for tomorrow. And he's like, would you fix our pipes? He's like, yeah, of course. So he came over and fixed them. So we had water, thankfully.
I know for me, my neighbor, like I was on Snapchat, a lot of people's pipes burst, and I mean like burst, like the freaking roof like came down a little bit, like they were exposed pipes, and like the water was like gushing out. It looked like a water park in their house, dude. It was terrible, like all the damage that happened. Dude, and my neighbor too, his garage, one of his pipes burst in his garage, and the water was like leaking down like to the street, like down his driveway, like it was bad. And he was out there and like by the sidewalk trying to turn off his main line, but that had filled up with water, so he was like dipping his hand in like the cold weather to try to like turn off that pipe, dude. It was sad. We helped him though. My dad went out there, gave him a wrench, and then to help him like turn off his water, and we gave him a couple, because we had like a couple gallons of water like beforehand.
Yeah.
So we gave him a couple, but it felt bad, dude. He has like a baby, like a newborn baby, and like a 2-year-old, and like there was no heat and like no water
tragic.
at that point. Dude, I know it's terrible. It's crazy what happened, man.
Yeah, people were staying in hotels to get rid of, get away from the cold, and even the hotels ran out of power and were cold. Yeah. Funny story to backboard off of that. My dad, he was working on the hot water pipe. So the guy was coming over to fix it. He was going to get a part for the pipe. And my dad was testing to see if water was going to go through the pipe. He was checking on it. And it's a hot water pipe. So he tells my mom to turn it on. And she twists it to the side, and all of a sudden she hears, oh, God damn it, turn it off, turn it off, turn it off. Because all of a sudden, as soon as she turns it, just hot water just starts gushing out there. And I mean, not just like hot water, I mean scalding hot water, like 120 degrees, just like shooting at him. And
wait, where at?
Huh?
Like onto him?
Right outside.
Oh
Yeah, onto him, onto his bare skin. And so she turns it the other way to turn it off. But the thing is, it takes a second for the water to go away. But hot water is still flying onto him, so he's still screaming, turn it the other way, turn it the other way. She's like, okay. And so she turns it all the way up again, and then even more starts getting onto it. And then I get a phone call. My mom runs in the house, Ryan Nelson, get down here. And so I run down there. I'm not even like, I don't have a jacket on or shoes or anything. I just like sprint out there because I think the roof's collapsing or something. And he's like holding it up like Superman style, and he needs me to help. And so I run down there, and there's just tons of water flying on him as he's screaming the F word.
You're
just
dad?
cursing up a storm. Yeah, he's cursing so much. And then my mom finally figures out, oh my gosh, like it's taking a second. So she turns it off. He's like, it's okay. Yeah, I didn't help at all. Like there's nothing I could do. And it finally turns off. And he was like apologizing to us for cursing. But I was like, I don't blame you. You know, it's one of those things where it's like,
That's boiling water.
I don't know how much control I'd have over my language if boiling water was like flying onto me and I didn't have any control of the situation, because he had to hold the pipe. He had to hold the pipe there, because if he let go, it might have burst even more.
You thought he was holding up the entire house on his shoulders like Atlas?
No, I thought the porch roof collapsed on him, and he was just holding it up. That's what I thought was happening, and I thought I needed to go hold it up with him. So we could both...
And then what?
So we could both like hold it there for a second.
And then what?
So then we could just like jump out.
And then what?
I don't know.
And then you'd be stuck underneath the porch, Ryan. And then what?
I was thinking, okay, here's what I was thinking. We'd be holding the porch, right? We'd be holding it with all our might. And with the two of us, the weight would be distributed. So we would have a moment to where we could push up and just dive out. And the whole thing would just collapse and we could survive, right? Mm-hmm. That's what I was thinking on the way down. I'm like, all right. Like I was already planning this.
All right. You're thinking this, how are we gonna take this?
But it's like when you scream at the top of your lungs, you know, to get my attention, I'm thinking someone's about to die. Man, I feel bad too for all the people in the dorms.
Oh my gosh, at UH, bro.
Yeah, well, I mean, everybody at a college. Just can you imagine just like when there is no power or water, just being hunkered down in that little prison cell?
The concrete
freezing
walls,
cold.
bro. That's the thing. We texted about this earlier. Like, what would we do if we were at our apartment in Houston if we were in our apartment in Houston when this cold wave hit?
Right. We would have had to have just like cuddled together. Like at night, there's no way around it. To conserve heat, we would have had to do some survival man stuff.
Dude, because we would have been shivering like on our own. Like we would have had to like sleep together just to survive, Ryan.
Exactly. It'd be like Naked and Afraid, you know?
Yeah. ×2.
Yeah, exactly. Because like the clothes are going to insulate, you know, us individually. But I just feel like if we're naked, the heat just distributes to each other more equally, you know?
Yeah, so we'd have to sleep together just completely naked.
Yeah.
To conserve heat, just purely for survival.
And I feel like, you know, just hugging isn't enough. You got a spoon, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we would totally have to spoon each other for heat. Just for heat. No other reason.
Because definitely my chest heat and your back heat combined, you know.
Wait, why is it your chest and my back? Why can't it be my chest and your back?
Well, because
I got a little bit of body here. I could be like a little coat for you, Ryan.
Well, because I'm gonna wrap my arms around you, right? So
what if? Okay, how about instead of that, we can both be Big Spoon. We face each other. It's my chest against your chest.
Do you want me to say it? Dante?
Say what? Say it.
You're never gonna be the Big Spoon, okay?
Why, Ryan? How come? When it's me and you, I could be the Big Spoon if you just like kind of tuck your legs up to your chest, you know?
If they had a lineup at a suspect lineup like you see in cop shows, and they were like, "Can you point out the Big Spoon?" They would point at me. "Can you point out the Little Spoon?" "Oh, it's that one, sir." They'd point at you.
I don't know, Ryan. I'm an alpha. You're not an alpha. I think that I could be the Big Spoon.
All right, the alpha quiz does not determine. Okay,
does it? Doesn't it?
You can be a Little Spoon and be an alpha. That's a fact.
Maybe. I'm not gonna
All
give
right?
you. I'm not gonna agree with you outright. I mean, it's possible.
I know you're not, but I know that you know in your heart of hearts that you're the little spoon here.
You don't know what I know, Ryan.
For survival purposes, I know you would give up your pride.
No, I would freeze to keep you warm, Ryan.
You would give up your pride. No, we're about to die. Anyways, so we're spooning.
So yeah, sorry. So we're spooning. I'm on Ryan's back. He's the little spoon.
We're spooning.
We're spooning. Fine. We're spooning. We're
It doesn't need to be specific.
Ambiguously spooning.
Yeah.
I think to conserve heat, like just to like, a good idea to like make us warmer, friction, how you rub your hands together.
Yeah.
Instead of that, I could just start beating your meat, like just start like jerking you. You know what I mean?
No. Cause for me, for me, that's creating friction on a place in my body. It's generating warmth, and for you, you're exercising.
My hands are warm. Yeah,
Yeah,
my hands
your
are
hands are warm, and you're using muscle, and that's going to generate heat for your body.
Yeah, so it can make us warmer, especially if we're under the covers.
Yeah.
In a nice insulated area.
Yeah.
So to keep us warmer.
Exactly. But the thing is, Dante, is like after your dick, it hasn't been getting any attention, so it's cold. So I would
return the favor.
Right. To return the favor, and also to keep you warm, because I know you're cold at this point. I would, we would probably like 69 each other.
That's a good idea. That way we can. It's like a two rings overlapping.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's just like a closed loop of energy.
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
And at a certain point, no one's coming to help us. It's been a long time of just, gay sex.
Wait, what?
I mean, just
No, right? This isn't gay sex. This is survival. This is purely survival, Ryan.
no. Sorry, no. I Freudian slip. It just like kind of just happened. I didn't mean it. It happens. Just like
I get it.
know.
What do we do? Let's say we get stuck in there. Like, how do we what do we do, man?
Yeah, well, we hear emergency responders in our neighborhood, but they don't know we're in there. They have no clue. So while we're keeping each other warm,
Yeah.
we have to just scream each other's names.
Scream each other's names. Okay, yeah. That way they know it's like, oh, Dante and Ryan are in there. We got to go save Dante and Ryan.
That's right.
I think to make it work, I'd probably scream your name.
Yeah, and I'd scream yours.
Yeah, that way they could, purely like hear like our voices. You know what I mean?
And you know how it's louder when you moan it too, right? It's louder. It's just naturally, you hear people like having sex next door, and you're like, oh, they're like way too loud. But if like they were just screaming their names, you wouldn't hear them. But the fact that they're moaning, it's so much louder.
It helped catch their attention, get their attention.
That's right.
Yeah. So we'd just be, jerking each other off for heat, purely for heat, for survival.
Exactly.
Shouting each other's names.
Yeah.
Moaning just to get their attention. I think it'd be good if we started shaking the bed too. Jumping up and just back and forth to like get extra noise generation.
100%.
Maybe we could, make it through.
No, that's how to do it. We ought to write a survival guide. Well, right. Let's make a video. Let's make a survival video just like that.
Tutorial.
Right? Where we do everything we just said. And, post it on all platforms. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Pornhub, just anywhere we can.
Wait.
Well, no.
No, wait, hold on, what?
It's not porn. It's not porn. It's just to get notoriety. A lot of people are on that site.
Yeah, maybe. How about to help generate some extra revenue, we create an OnlyFans account?
Oh, yes.
That way we get paid for giving out these survival tips.
And you know what? We're going to get so much traffic because people are going to be like, oh, God, I'm just so sick of seeing people just undressing and just like taking dirty pictures and stuff. Like, I want something else. I want something else besides porn. What's this?
Survival guide?
The survival guys?
The survival guys. That's our name. We should.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, let's see what kind of content they have. How to stay. Wow, it was cold just last week. Let's see their tips.
Yeah. Well, what if this happens to me? Yeah. They click on it. Like, wow.
They're really shouting each other's names.
and they trust each other so much.
Look at that together, Ryan. We'd get through it together. What should our guide be? I feel like it needs a name.
It's got to be like sex for survival or something like that.
It's not sex, Ryan. We clarified this. We're not actually having sex. It's just surviving, Ryan. The only way to keep me warm is to have you rubbing my body.
The no homo survival guide, whatever.
I like that. There it is. The no homo survival guide. Because it's just purely survival. It's
just purely survival, yeah. 2/3
like
of the book is just explaining why it isn't gay.
The first 2/3. Hey, listen, dude, we're not gay. Like, I swear, like, we're not gay. We're just gonna be engaging in it's kind of sus activity, but it's not. We're not homophobic. You know, if you're gay, that's cool. But we're just letting you know we are not gay. We're just naked, cuddling, screaming each other's names, rubbing each other for heat. It's not gay.
The review on the back is like, I thought I was gay until I read this.
Pew. It's like they're all relieved.
We know how to coach insecure heterosexual men. During the winter, it would go up. The sales would go up every winter.
What's that guy's name that drinks piss?
Bear Grylls?
Yeah, Bear Grylls. He like writes a review like, I'm so jealous of the survival guys.
He reaches out to us. It's so not gay. Trust me.
Gay. It's not.
Based on the footage you're about to see, it's going to look very gay. But just stick around so we can explain the sus.
We promise they're not gay. We 100%.
Yeah.
They're just really close guy friends.
We're going to tackle penetration to stay warm. You know me for my unconventional style of survival. But today, we're going to explore. We're going to discover. We're going to experiment
your sexuality
today with Ryan Nelson and Dante Rivera. You've been to college. It's going to be just like that, except staying warm. So Dante, Ryan, where do we start? Where do we start?
In a survival situation, you know, like the one we had this past week, you know, where we had to find some way to conserve our body heat. You know, Ryan and I got to thinking, hey, do we have what it takes to survive? Do whatever it takes to survive.
We're like, wait a minute. We're cold and we have each other. And yeah, you know, if we're going to bundle up together anyways, you might as well go all out.
Yeah. With these pesky clothes in the way, like, that's layers of heat being trapped. That's selfish, you know. I have heat, Ryan has body heat. Together, we could create more body heat. That's just basic math. So we would have to get naked, I guess, to just get warm.
Wow. Gentlemen, that's brilliant. That is absolutely brilliant. And for today, you've agreed to stay cold, stay in the freezing temperatures with me for 24 hours. We're going to use some of your survival techniques. How does that sound?
Oh, it sounds great. It sounds perfect. I'm excited to work with you.
Yeah, you know, we've never experimented with sort of like a threesome style. We may even, you know, get a little too hot, actually.
Yeah, we might start melting the snow.
We might actually have to find a way to actually cool off. Exactly. Yeah. Wow. Well, this is gonna be a hoot.
A hoot and a holler. Mr. Grills, we just want to get one thing clear while we're doing this. Ryan and I, we're very close friends. We understand our methods may seem a little unorthodox, but we promise.
Unorthodox doesn't cover it.
Well, yes, but I mean, as a man who drinks his own urine, I'm sure you can understand that sometimes you just got to do what it takes to survive. And Ryan and I are both willing to do said things to survive.
If there's anyone who understands, it's me. Doing the unconventional to survive. You two are heroes. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Grills.
I'm really glad to hear that. Would you mind taking your clothes off, Mr. Grills? And actually, would you mind getting over there on that couch for me real quick?
If it means saving lives, teaching people how to survive, yep, I'll do it. All right. Pants first or a shirt off first?
Let's do shirt off first.
All right.
Get a good look
actually,
at
let me get my socks first.
Yeah, go ahead. Get comfortable. Whatever makes you feel comfortable.
Yeah, one lay at a time. Chapter 1 in the book, it says, you know, undress to your comfort level.
Mm-hmm. Whatever your comfort level is.
I think I'll start with my socks, then maybe unbutton my shirt. Mm-hmm. You know what? Since you gentlemen are already fully naked, I think I'll take off my pants too.
Oh, thanks for joining us.
Yes. So where do we start?
I don't know, man.
I don't know where to start. I think we just leave it up to their imagination. Oh, God.
Oh man.
And now, today's sponsors.
You've reached the age where your lack of motivation is becoming a problem. This is the age of giving up on your dreams. So, why let being unskilled and lazy get in your way? Isn't it time you came on down to Lendl Global Incorporated? We have a pill that can get you off your ass and onto bigger things in no time. We call it the Blue Pill. Our breakthrough technology has allowed us to overcome the human will and spirit. Hauling boxes or slaving away at a desk with no chance of promotion may seem to some a death wish, until you take the Blue Pill. In no time, you'll be fine doing any work assigned to you by Lendl Global. That's right, when you take Blue Pill, you'll only be motivated to work for us. You've probably heard of our nightmarish working conditions, but when you're on the pill, you won't care about bathroom breaks or sick days. As long as you're on the pill, we control your will. Side effects may include loss of the feeling of regret, the drive to work 16-hour shifts, memory loss of consciousness, feelings of elation described by some as happiness, joy, or glee. Any fatigue, depression, or chronic health effects come from the task you were assigned at Lendl Global and have nothing to do with the pill. Lastly, if you have an erection lasting more than 4 hours, there is no concern because Lendl Global controls your libido while you're on the job. Contact your doctor about taking the Blue Pill if and when you're ready to give up.
Hola, me llamo Diego. ¿Y tú? ¿Cuál es tu nombre? She, I bet you heard that one 1,000 times. But what about the Spanish you actually need to know? Hola, pendejos. My name is Diego, and in cooperation with Cholo State Universidad, you can start learning the Spanish you need today, fool. Phrases and words such as telling someone you think their mom is number one.
Thanks for inviting me over, Miguel. It was a really nice time.
Yeah, for sure, man. Anytime.
And your mom is so nice too. Hijo de la gran puta.
Hey, what the fuck you just say to me, bro? What'd you say about my mom? Or how to really greet new people. Hi, welcome to Escalantes. May I take your order?
Hey, cabrone.
Excuse me?
Oh, sorry. What I meant to say was, hola, cabron.
Shit. ¿Sabes qué? Order now, and I'll teach you how to get females con the Spanish mating call, the grito. Hello, ladies. Here at Cholo State Universidad, we're here to change lives, fool. So make sure you sign up today. Cholo State University is not responsible for any bodily harm or acts of violence that may befall you from using these phrases.
Yeah, so I got vaccinated. I got my booster, if you can believe it.
That's crazy, actually, because I thought it wasn't, like, open to everyone just yet, you know? Like, the public in
It's
general.
not really. It's going to be open pretty soon to a lot of different people, especially in March. But when I got my first shot, like, the end of January, when it was definitely supposed to be frontline, healthcare workers and the elderly, like
How did
people
you-
over 65.
How did you get it, man?
Well, so there were a bunch of pop-up clinics, right? And if you volunteered for the clinic for 5 hours, you could get your vaccine at the end of it because they want to vaccinate all their volunteers so that you come back, right? And so I signed up, I went there, I worked, and I got it. Just like that.
You just did 5 hours of work and then got a shot?
Yeah, that's right.
So you just like cut in line of like, people who have underlying health conditions and the elderly to get a shot.
Okay. All right, well, the way I see it, okay. All right. If you're gonna cast doubt on my morality, the way I see it, if it wasn't me, then it's somebody else, right? Because someone else is gonna volunteer and take my spot.
Mm-hmm. What if that person had underlying health conditions, Ryan?
We'll never know.
Elderly?
We'll never know.
Because now it's in you.
Yeah, that's right.
That sucks for them.
And you know what? I worked my butt off. I worked my little tush off.
What did you do to help, Ryan? That was worth the vaccine.
You know what, Dante? You know what? I don't like your tone. I'll tell you what I did.
Let me hear it.
Most of the volunteers, we were supposed to just escort people to their seats.
Oh no, that's so hard work.
After you got the vaccine.
That's such hard work, Ryan. Oh man, 5 hours of showing people where to go. Oh, Ryan.
After you took the vaccine, you need to be sat down for observation for 15 minutes, or if you have allergic reactions to vaccines, 30 minutes. And so there were tons of seats, and we would have to escort them to their seats. And so for the first 30 minutes of volunteering, that's what I did. That is what I did.
You're a hero, Ryan.
Honestly,
Saving
though,
lives.
I had, yeah. but after that amount of time, I was selected because I'm a strapping young man. I look like I could do some hard work, some manual labor.
Oh, those were their exact words. They said, "Oh, we need a strapping young man. Someone help us."
They said none of those things.
Oh, thank God, Ryan, you're here. We need a strapping young man such as
They
yourself.
swooned for me.
Wow.
For me. But I was set on vaccine carding duty. So I physically had to deliver the vaccines to all the nursing stations. And mind you, there's like 20 nursing stations. I had to go, run around the whole time. And it's not like you can give the nurses a bunch of vaccines at once. You can only give them one at a time.
Why?
I don't know. I didn't question the rules. That was just how it was. You can only give it to them one at a time. So basically, as soon as they're done, you have to card it all. You have to card it back to them. But if you think about it, with 20 stations, you're constantly just making circles. You're making the rounds, and you get a bunch of little boxes. And they only had 6 vaccines per box. So I would have maybe like 3 boxes at a time. So I'd have 18 boxes, and then I'd have to go refill, come all the way back. And this is like a big space. So I was on my feet the whole time. All the other volunteers just had to walk people to their spots and like wipe down the seats. I was the only volunteer doing that work. And I would like to note, I was working with 2 other people who got paid. They were there to get paid. They were there getting paid. I was the only volunteer.
Well, I mean, you only volunteered to steal a vaccination from someone who really could have needed it.
I didn't steal. I got paid with the vaccine the way I see it. And you know what, though? I really did deserve it after that day. I got fussed at so many times by the nurses.
Well, for what? What did you do?
Well, I didn't do anything. It was just that by the end of the day, they were really slow on getting us the vaccines. And so I'd be sitting outside of the nurses' stations with nothing, and they'd be walking up to me, fussing at me like, "We've been waiting for 30 minutes." And I'm like, "Look, all I do is distribute the vaccines." Because I was the line of communication between the people, drawing out the vaccines and delivering them. So they had no one to yell at but me.
So they trusted you, Ryan Nelson, a random kid who signed up to volunteer with the vaccine.
Whoa. Why do you say Ryan Nelson like that? Would you not trust me with the vaccines?
I mean, all I'm saying is you're not like a healthcare professional. Would you agree with that statement, Ryan?
I got trained for about 20 minutes. All right. I got training.
Ryan, are you or are you not a healthcare professional?
After that day, okay, I wouldn't say professional, but definitely healthcare worker.
You, Ryan Nelson, are not a healthcare professional.
Hey.
They trusted you, Ryan Nelson, with the coronavirus vaccine.
In order to sign up for that, I had to take an orientation, okay?
Okay.
I got trained.
Trained in what? Showing people where to sit? How to push a cart?
I didn't pay attention at all. I just copied my mom's answers for the orientation.
Dude, like, I could just imagine you, what if you're just pushing it and then you just drop, like, all the vaccines?
Dude, apparently that happened one time. They when they were training me, they were, like, really cautious. When training me, they were like, you have to be so careful because we've had an incident. I didn't ask, but apparently someone did drop them. So all the other volunteers were working with a different doctor than I was working with. And that doctor made sure that they all got the vaccine. My doctor was so focused on getting the vaccines out, she didn't care if I got vaccinated. They were, like, not worried at all. And so eventually I just snuck off from my duty. I had someone else cover me. I snuck off from my duty, and they had this big line, right, that wrapped around the facility. And like when someone was done being vaccinated, they put up a green flag and they'd send someone from the line over there. I just looked for someone putting up a green flag and I just went and cut.
So you literally and metaphorically cut
So I
in
did
line,
actually.
right?
I literally did cut. I just like went and sat down and got that vaccine.
Oh, how did it feel though? How did you feel? Like, did you get any side effects or anything from it?
The next day my arm hurt, and then the next day after that it hurt a lot more, and I was really tired. I was so tired. And then next day after that I felt totally fine. And after my booster it was the same way. It hurt, and today honestly doesn't hurt at all. But I'm exhausted.
Oh, are you proud of yourself, Ryan? Are you proud of that?
I am. I'm gonna volunteer again. The people there were really nice. They were really good people, and it felt good.
It'd be so funny if you just went volunteer, like no, you didn't even volunteer. You just show up, you get the shot, and then just left.
Dude, they were taking walk-ins at a certain point, because
really?
if not enough people show up and they have extra doses, those just get thrown away. They can't use them for the next day. Yeah, they throw the vaccines away.
They don't even recycle them? Wow.
No, they can't. They can't.
Some world we live in.
Oh, God. Good Lord. They can't.
Reduce, reuse, and recycle. Wow.
No. but yeah, they'll take anyone just because otherwise, who else is gonna get it?
Dude, like, how does that even work? Like, they just, like, trash can ends up in a landfill somewhere.
I don't know.
Squirrel gets into it, becomes, like, Godzilla or something.
All I know is that at doctor's offices, they have that, like, biohazard little thing. It looks like a mail slot where you just toss everything in and then it's done.
And then the fairy comes and takes it away.
Exactly. As far as I know, it disappears forever. It doesn't get put in a landfill or
Dude,
anything.
all I know is I could never work at that place with you because we'd goof off way too much. Like, you'd be pushing the cart. I feel like I'd be trying to trip you like, while you're pushing it. Just like kicking your feet out from under you, like dead legging you or whatever.
You grab a vaccine, like right before I go to the nurse. You're like run off of it. Oh, Dante, get back! And we're like chasing you. You're running with like the vaccine out, like a pair of scissors. Like you accidentally stab someone. Like sorry.
Oh, my bad.
Sorry, sir. Yeah.
You tackle me into like some like woman with a cane, like wrestling for it. Dude, I'd be using those carts like the grocery store aisle where I just like hop on the back and start pushing it and start riding it like a go-kart.
Yeah, it's on the news, like at the White House. They're President Biden. Why couldn't you get 100 million vaccines out in 100 days like you promised? Well, we were at 99,900,000, but these two hooligans were running around at one of the sites in Texas. They ruined a whole clinic. We were so close, but
we set them back.
They ruined it for everybody. Yeah. All right, that was a good episode. I think we're out of time, though.
Yep. Thanks, everyone, for listening so much. We really appreciate it. Make sure you go follow us on Instagram at No Lines Podcast for more content.
Spotify.
Whoa.
And
I wasn't done.
Give us 5 stars. Give us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts.
Ryan.
Make sure you share and like on YouTube. Give us a subscribe. Hit that bell notification.
Ryan, I'm gonna have a meltdown right now. Go follow us on Instagram, please. No.
Yeah.
Go follow us on Instagram for more content, updates, and trailer sneak peeks, and to see our faces.
Make sure you buy our new survival guide. It's coming out soon. What was it called? By the survival guys? The No Homo survival guide. Yeah.
Make sure to cut in line to get what you want. Other people be damned. Who cares?
All right.
Yeah, thanks for listening, guys. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye-bye.